nominate Honorable Tajuddin Abbas.
I so second.
I rise to humbly accept the nomination.
Is hereby declared the winner and returned elected as the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
The incident caused the displacement of families.
Lawmakers worry over the spate of flooding across the country.
The National Polytechnic Commission will serve as a regulatory body.
And House makes case for the establishment of a National Polytechnic Commission. Many thanks for tuning again to yet another fresh package of House Tickets, your weekly program highlighting the activities of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Dihelia Mamza. Glad to be with you. The House is on its annual recess from plenary sittings. While the recess lasts, lawmakers continue with other engagements at the committee level, and House Ticket remains committed to bring you reports on any committee activity. Before the recess, however, the House attended to a number of petitions as well as matters of urgent public importance as motions. This episode of House Tickets will bring you highlights of these motions. We also spoke with Representative Suleman Abubakar Gumi on a range of issues as it concerns the 10th House. This interview, alongside other deliberations, will come your way in the course of the program. Stay tuned for the full package and more after this short break.
Hi, about that the House will pay priority attention to participatory budgeting process and delivery, law reform, electoral reform, women's participation and inclusion in governance, among others.
Now to the program in full. The House sat in plenary on Tuesday, 23rd July 2024, during which it considered the urgent matter of flooding across the country, as well as other natural disaster-related motions. In this first segment of the program, we bring you details of these motions alongside people-oriented bills as well as petitions. Let's take that report as compiled and presented from the studios.
Creator and ruler of heaven and earth.
On Tuesday, 23rd July 2024, lawmakers deliberated on the worrisome state of flooding across the country via a motion by lawmaker Zakaria Dauda Yampa under matters of urgent public importance. It was titled Need to Address the Effects of the Ravaging Flood in Communities in Adamawa State.
On the 12th day of July 2024, Madagali Michika Federal Constituency of Adamawa State faced increasingly severe flooding, which resulted to the destruction of houses, farmland, bridges, and other properties worth billions of naira. Also note that the incident caused the displacement of families and other inhabitants of the affected areas, threatening thousands of lives. Aware that the flood affects Waga in Madagali local government area, Daka, Moda, Musi, Bulabuli of Michika local government area.
The motion called on the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA, the Northeast Development Commission NEDC, as well as the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs to come to the aid of the victims and provide aid assistance to alleviate their suffering. The motion was adopted.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it.
Still under matters of urgent public importance during plenary on the same day, the House adopted another disaster-related motion. Sponsored by Representative Frederick Agbedi, it was titled The Need to Address the Havoc Caused by a Fire at a Market in Abuja Municipal Council.
On Thursday, 27th June 2024, the traders and entire Karo community of Abuja Municipal Area Council were thrown into confusion and anguish owing to the fire outbreak that ravaged the popular Karo market in Karo, Abuja Municipal Area Council, Federal Capital Territory, resulting in the destruction of goods and other properties worth millions of naira. Also notes that the fire incident destroyed most of the structures, goods, and facilities in that part of the market, leaving the traders traumatized by the effect of the disaster. All efforts by the fire services and other good Nigerians to contain the fire proved abortive.
The motion also worried about the fire outbreak that ravaged the market, resulting in the destruction of goods and services worth millions of naira. The prayers of the motion are that the House urges the National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA) to provide assistance to the affected victims and that honorable members should contribute funds to their rehabilitation.
There is it.
The House also considered a motion on the need to ensure the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria abides by the resolution of the House.
The House resolution of Tuesday, 27 February 2024 did not by any stretch of imagination or interpretation request the Council to shut down their site for verification of nurses. Rather, it requested the Council not to implement its guidelines dated February 7, 2023, pending investigation by the House. Concerned that the Council is acting in bad faith and deliberately so to portray this Honorable House in bad light, with the aim of pitting the People's House presided by the Right Honorable Speaker against the Nigerian nurses and midwives, and by extension, the Nigerian masses. Worried that it is over 4 months since the site was maliciously shut down by the Council.
Representative Patrick stressed the need to ensure the Council abides by the resolution of the House to the letter regarding its registration exercise. The House therefore resolved to call on the Council to ensure it reopens the site and continue the registration process in a transparent manner devoid of bias.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is it.
The House on the same day also entertained a number of petitions presented by lawmakers from across the country. One of the petitions was laid on behalf of a complainant against Nigeria Ajib Oil Company.
I have a petition from the MC Chambers, MC Nwebe and Co., on behalf of Advanced Coating Technology Nigeria Limited, against Nigeria Ajib Oil Company over non-payment of $3,385,920,000 being money not paid after execution of a contract.
Similarly, Representative Ikenga Ogochinyere also laid a petition on behalf of a complainant against an organization for allegedly owing money for services rendered.
I have a petition from Mr. Oke Justin Eze from Akokwa, the CEO of Ashford Industry Nigeria Limited, my constituent. He is seeking the intervention of the House of Representatives in retrieving 327 industrial machines owned by Ashford Industry Limited, which were unduly seized by the Bank of Industry since 2009.
Another petition was on behalf of a complainant against the Nigeria Police on alleged wrongful dismissal from service.
I have a petition from one Abdullahi Nuhu of Kair, the town, from Takai local government, and his petition is against the Nigerian Police Force, particularly Gombe State Commissioner of Police for unlawful dismissal. Mr. Speaker, the press, in respect of this petition, is request the House to investigate and ensure that he receives fair hearing and other prayers, Mr. Speaker, sir.
The petitions were all referred to the House Committee on Public Petitions for further investigation into the matters. Meanwhile, several bills were introduced to the House and read for the first time, amongst which are the Niger Delta Development Commission Act Establishment Bill 2024, sponsored by Representative Dibiago Eugene Okechukwu, Sugarcane Research Institute Bill 2024, sponsored by Representative Umar Shehu Ajilo, Federal Colleges of Education Act Amendment Bill 2024, sponsored by Representative Kingsley Chinda, Counter-Insurgency Bill 2024, sponsored by Speaker Abbas Tajuddin.
Thanks for still being there. And if you just tuned in, the program is House Tickets, a legislative program providing education on the activities of lawmakers in the House of Representatives. We just took a review of plenary activities in the first segment of the program, highlighting deliberations on natural and man-made disasters across the nation and resolutions reached by the lawmakers alongside other matters. Like I mentioned when the program started, House Ticket held a chat with lawmaker Dr. Suleman Abubakar Gumi to talk about issues as they relate to the business of the 10th House of Representatives. To start with, the lawmaker chairs the House Committee on Safety Standards and Regulations in the 10th House. Being the pioneer chairman, Representative Suleman Abubakar Gumi reveals more about the committee.
The scope of the committee covers every facet of life. When you talk about the private sector, the public sector, everywhere you have 2 to 3 people is our concern. Their safety is our concern. Since it's a new committee, we had to do a lot to put together the we had to do something to put the committee on the right pedestal so that it can function properly. We built our strategic plan for the next 3 years, and we are following through step by step. The first thing we did was to start our on-the-spot visit to facilities. We met all the stakeholders in the industry, especially those that are warehousing acts to do with safety.
The committee recently interacted with stakeholders in the power sector on safety across the country. Representative Gumi sheds light on the motive behind the engagement.
We are organizing a conference on safety around the power sector, and that interactive session is to bring all the stakeholders to understand where the problem is, what we need to do, areas of legislation, and so on and so forth. So that is the essence of that interactive session. It's a robust setting where we're meeting them in sections. We have the DISCOs, the GENCOs, the NUC, the TUCs, then in terms of those not directly involved.
The lawmaker also spoke on how the committee is working to ensure that measures are put in place to sanction vandals in the power sector appropriately.
We are looking at 2 scenarios. One, the Safety Regulatory Board that is being proposed, which has passed the second reading, is about to go for public hearing. Once it is established, we believe it will have the powers to prosecute. Then that fear would be put aside. Secondly, the essence of the conference is to find solution to all these problems. And so I cannot preempt what would happen, but I believe all the relevant stakeholders will be there and everyone will give a solution, and at the end of the day we'll come up with a communique. That communique would tell us what to do and chart the way forward for safety in the power sector.
What more should Nigerians expect from the House Committee on Safety Standards and Regulations? Representative Gumi tells us more.
Bringing sanity to workspace. I believe with this ECA compliance investigative hearing, a lot of companies that don't even know ECA exists now know ECA exists, and they have to pay. And the essence of having a compliant company is that workers will be safe in their environment. If NSITF would stand up to its own responsibilities, it's not just collecting money and paying compensation. No, it's about going to workspaces and making sure that those spaces are safe for workers.
Away from his committee, the lawmaker spoke on the journey of the 10th House since its inception till date.
Members are are happy with the leadership. Honorable Tajuddin Abbas is a great leader. He's someone that listens to the plight of everyone, members and non-members alike. I think having a stable leader like that is very good for not only for the assembly but for the country at large. I know we've seen how previous assemblies have been chaotic with so much intrigues here and there. But with this assembly, I think we have a very good driver and he's doing a very good job. Members are free to, irrespective of your party, to feel part of the system.
Representative Gumi also spoke on his personal achievements in the 10th House in terms of legislations.
I think within the last 1 year, I've been able to put forward 10 bills at different stages now. Some are in first reading and some have gone to second reading. And I hope before the end of the term, I should be able to take some to fruitful, like the National Safety Regulatory Board that we are proposing that has gone for second reading. The way it is, I think it's an important bill which should bring sanity within the Nigerian space in terms of safety.
He also spoke on his achievements at the constituency front.
I've been able to consolidate some of the projects I left from the 9th Assembly, like the hospital we just completed now. It's a 31-bed hospital in a very remote area, which I think I'm really happy that the people in those areas would have some relief when it comes to medical services. I know their complaint is that even a pregnant woman would suffer a lot, being conveyed from that location all the way to the closest hospital because of the distance and the nature of the road. So, but with this now, I think health would go to them.
On a final note, Representative Gumi has a message for Nigerians.
1 year has been good. Good legislations are in the process, and when you have good legislations with good bills being put forward, they bring change to the way the society functions. So I think by the end of third year we would see, but I'm optimistic things will be good.
That was lawmaker Dr. Suleman Abubakar Gumi. He represents the good people of Gumi, Bukuyum Federal Constituency of Zamfara State under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. That was a chat we had with lawmaker Suleman Abubakar Gumi in his capacity as Chairman House Committee on Safety Standards and Regulations, as well as a member of the 10th House of Representatives. Moving on, the House Committee on Federal Polytechnics and Higher Technical Education has organized a one-day public hearing on 3 bills. Let's take that report as presented from our studio.
The 3 bills under consideration during the public hearing are a bill for an act to establish Federal Vocational and Entrepreneurship Institute, Okota Oshodi, Lagos State, to provide qualitative education in vocational and entrepreneurship and for related matters. A bill for an act to establish the Federal Vocational and Skills Acquisition College in Yankaba, Kano State, and for related matters, as well as a bill for an act to establish the National Polytechnic Commission and for related matters. In his remarks, while declaring the hearing open, Speaker Abbas Tajuddin, who was represented by Representative Jesse Okejo, expressed optimism that the public hearing on the 3 significant bills will help to provide ideas and suggestions that will assist the House in making human-oriented laws, while maintaining that the 3 bills, when eventually passed into law, have the potential to transform Nigeria's educational landscape positively for all citizenry. Speaker Abbas further reiterated that the establishment of the institutions in the selected places will not only ensure quality education in science, skills, arts and technical vocational training, but will also make education accessible to all Nigerians.
The National Polytechnic Commission will serve as a regulatory body that will ensure that standards are upheld across polytechnics nationwide. This initiative aims not only to enhance the quality of education, but to promote uniformity and excellence within our polytechnic system. By so doing, we ensure that graduates from this institution are well prepared to meet industrial demand and contribute meaningfully to our national growth.
The Speaker also noted that the proposed agency and institutions will serve as inspirations of excellence, providing qualitative education that will meet international standards while being tailored to meet local needs of Nigerians. Earlier in a welcome address, Chairman of the committee, Representative Kayode Laguda, while welcoming stakeholders to the hearing, expressed delight over the number of stakeholders present at the public hearing, while urging all the participants and stakeholders in particular to approach the hearing with an open mind and willingness to learn.
It should be noted that each of the bills is tailored towards enacting laws that would bring about much needed improvement in the socio-economic development of the country and invariably promote our quest for sustainable human capital development required for self-reliant society. Honorable colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, as you may be aware, the objectives of this establishing vocational entrepreneurship and skill acquisition institution in Nigeria is to train technicians and middle-level personnel that would serve as catalysts for a rapid industrialization and development of the real sector of the economy. Therefore, the need for all stakeholders here present to be dedicated and committed in the efforts of improving and developing our educational sector.
The chairman also emphasized the need for positive comments and suggestions, stressing that sharing of such noble ideas will show strong commitment to finding solutions to Nigeria's educational challenges. Chairman, Senate Committee on Tertiary Education, Senator Dandus Muntari Mohammed, also lent his voice at the hearing.
I believe it is time for us as a nation to develop more institutional educational programs that will assist the yet unborn generation.
Stakeholders made their submissions at the hearing and the various bills under consideration.
All these three bills are very timely, important, and relevant to the situation we are facing today in Nigeria. I therefore convey to you the ministry's full support for the three bills. And I also want to offer to you what the minister has asked me to convey, that the ministry is available if there are some minor tweaks, minor fine-tunings to be done on the three bills. The ministry is ready to provide the technical support to fine-tune and conclude the bills anytime you are ready.
We welcome this development. We want the MBTE to become a commission so that we can have focus on tertiary TVET, rather than becoming a jack of all trades. There is need to have a governing council and then a corporate body, that's the National Polytechnic Commission.
It is coming at a time when Kano State government has established 24 institutions, similar institutions. So if this bill is being passed by the National Assembly and the vocational center is being established, it will become the 25th in Kano State. So we want to thank the House of Representatives and the National Assembly for this.
This is where we end this package of House Ticket. We look forward to hearing your questions and comments on the workings of the legislature. You can send your feedback through the platforms showing on your screen. In the meantime, remain safe always. Bye-bye and God bless Nigeria.